Alright, this is Management 3150, and we are discussing the Vitality Health case. Oh look, I think that's Ben right there.
In 1987, Fred Kikuchi and his wife were importing beauty products from Japan because they couldn't find any beauty products in the United States that were up to par as to the things they had back in Japan. So Fred started importing these from Japan and realized that he had a small business on his hands. He started to sell to his neighbors and friends, local organizations, and eventually the company started to grow. And he moved to a small warehouse, and over time it just grew and grew until it became a large corporation with over 7,000 employees. In 2008, Fred decided that because his health was declining and because of the economic downturn, that it was time to bring in someone else. And that's when we find Beth Williams come onto the scene to help revitalize this organization. Oh look, there's Vivek. What's he doing here?
Vitality recruited Beth Williams because the board liked her no-nonsense policies and her willingness to tackle difficult issues head-on. In addition to introducing a number of cost-cutting measures, she also introduced a performance management system in the company that would make sure that the employees were held accountable for everything that they did, and also introduced a number of rating systems that the managers would give to their employees. And based on these numbers, or based on these ratings, they would also give based on these ratings, they would also give their salary based on a formula that they made that added their base salary to the number of points that they used. Oh hey,
Kate. Beth Williams also brought in a new VP of Human Resources who was given the task of evaluating the evaluation system in 4 weeks and giving his findings to the board. The problems he found with the system were that managers were not using it. They were just reverting back to the old system. Some of them were rotating scores, so everybody ended up with the same average at the end of the year. And that it just wasn't giving a full grasp of people's performance. Look, it's Rachel and Raul.
Oh, what's up?
Kate. So we've just been listening to Kate talk, and I definitely think that the new system worked. But because it brought up the whole performance evaluation in the company.
Yeah, that's a good thought, but it also has some downsides to it too. It really lowers morale for the workers there, because even if you tried really hard, even if someone was just one step above you, you would get a bad grade for no reason. And it creates unnecessary tension between coworkers. So if me and you were working together, we'd probably hate each other a little bit. Not gonna lie, but we don't, because we're not following that system. So yeah.
You're right. Well, it's too rigid.
Yeah.
So it needs some improvement.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's a wrap.